I've tested a lot of headphones, and only a few have sent me back to re-listen my entire library. The HiFiMan HE1000se is one of them. It's not built to sound good, it's built to sound true. So the real question isn't whether it's good, it's whether you want a headphone this honest. The HE1000se shows up more like a luxury watch than a pair of headphones. Its box is wrapped in a real brown leather, which says something. Next to the headphone there's a manual that isn't really a manual. It's more of a book full of photos of opera houses. The SE stands for Special Edition. It launched as a flagship around $3,500. But now it costs just $1,700. Inside you also get 3 cables. A long, 1/4 inch for desktop gear and stuff like that, a short, right angle 3.5mm for portable use, and a balanced XLR. That's gorgeous. And unlike the older HE1000 cables that came in this thin medical looking silicone tubing, the current ones are a real step up. They are fabric wrapped, all black, and they finally look and feel like cables that belong here. Then you pick the headphone up and it's lighter than it looks. Around 440 grams, which for a full-sized planar magnetic headphone is genuinely not heavy. The whole frame is metal, CNC machined and then hand finished by HiFiMan's craftsmen. And you feel it the second you pick it up. The cheaper models in the range lean on plastic. This one doesn't. So it's a real difference. The caps swivel with a smoother, well-damped motion that's unlike the cheap HiFimans from the past. And then there's the wood. The caps are finished with a band of wood veneer. Next to the silver aluminum, it's truly gorgeous. Honestly, it looks almost identical to the HiFiman's flagship Susvara, which I think is one of the best looking headphones they've built. Comfort though, it's one of the most comfortable headphones I've ever worn. The headband is wide enough to spread all the weight across your head, and you stop noticing it within a few minutes. The pads do the rest. They are deep, huge and soft, and they are angled to sit flat against your face. They are made with a combination of leather on the outside, breathable cloth where it touches your skin, and perforated leather on the inside. So 4 hours in, your ears aren't hot or sweaty. There are a couple of things to watch for though. When they are new, the clamp is a bit tight, even more so if you wear glasses like me. But give it some time and it will loosen up. One thing I would actually pay attention to is the size. The cups are big, so if you've got a smaller head, the bottom edge can end up resting on your jaw instead of sitting around your ear. Real quick, what's inside and why the SE actually means something. Let's start with the diaphragm, the thin film that actually makes the sound. HiFiMan got theirs down to about a nanometer thick. How thin is that? Turn it on its side and you can't even see it. That's how thin it is. And the thinner the film, the faster it moves, which results in more detail and less distortion. Then the magnets. In most planar headphones, they sit right in the path of the sound and create turbulence that smears the detail. HiFiMan reshaped theirs so the sound can slip straight through it. Stealth magnets is what they call it. That name is because they basically acoustically vanish. Here's the interesting part. HiFiMan's no limits flagship is the Susvara. Way pricier and way harder to drive. The SE takes the same stealth magnet and nanometer diaphragm thinking and adds neodymium magnets. Stronger magnets in a smaller, lighter package. More grip on the film means that it moves faster and hits harder without needing a monster amplifier to wake it up. It takes the flagship ideas and makes them far easier to live with. And that grille on the back? It's the window shade grille system we know from other HiFimans. It protects the driver and keeps the cap wide open, so the sound escapes cleanly instead of bouncing back inside. If you are afraid of the drivability, there are two numbers that tell you how hard a headphone is to power: impedance and sensitivity. The SE comes in at 35 ohms and 96 decibels. The older HE1000v2 was tougher to drive. This one is about 5 decibels more sensitive, so you don't need a big, pricey amp to wake it up. A good dongle or a modest desktop amp will get it plenty loud and happy. But there is the catch. Easy to drive isn't the same as easy to please. The SE is transparent enough to pass along any hiss or grain from a cheap, noisy source. So it doesn't ask for much power, but it does want a clean signal to really shine. Power, it's relaxed about. Quality, not so much. Frequency range is from 8 Hz to 65 kHz, far beyond what anyone can actually hear, so you won't notice those extremes directly. But it's helpful to have a really wide bandwidth. On a practical note, these are fully open back. This means zero noise isolation for you and maximum sound bleed. Remember what I said at the start. This isn't built to sound good, it's built to sound true. This is where that pays off, and where it occasionally bites. Starting with the big one, because it's the whole reason this headphone exists. Detail. This is state-of-the-art detail retrieval. It pulls so tiny things out of a track, like the scrape of a finger on a string, the air around a voice, a background layer buried deep in the mix, and it lays everything out so cleanly you'll catch things in the songs you've known for years. A lot of that is speed. Notes start and stop instantly. So plucked strings and percussion sound sharp and real. And even busy, crowded tracks stay clean. You can still follow one instrument in an orchestra full of them without losing it. The bass is fast, clean, and dead linear. It goes deep, it hits hard when the track asks for it, and it's some of the tightest, most controlled bass you'll ever get from a Planar. But it's reference bass, not bass head bass. There is no extra energy added for fun. This headphone chases realism over impact, and it can feel a bit bass light. So if you want something that slams for the sake of slamming, it's not for you. The mids are natural and honest. Vocals sit slightly forward, clean, and beautifully separated. So with 2 or more singers, you can pick each one out of their own. Pianos have real weight, and string-based instruments have that little vibration that makes them feel alive, and properly recorded voices will sound totally insane. If I'm nitpicking, it can run a touch lean. A bit more warmth and body would make it even more inviting. But nothing here sounds wrong or bad. Now the soundstage. And this is where the SE shows off. It's big, open and holographic. The most spacious presentation in the HiFiMan's egg-shaped lineup. It doesn't just throw sound wide, it wraps it around you. Instead of presenting the sound in front of you, it makes you feel like you're standing in the middle of it. Imaging is pinpoint, so every sound has a precise, locked-in spot, and you never have to hunt for it. On big, layered music, like orchestral, live, jazz, it's spectacular. If this is the kind of sound you're into, hit subscribe. Okay, back to it. There is a catch, the treble. The SE is a bright headphone, and up top there is real energy, and it even has some genuine spikes in the highest registers. On a great recording, that comes across as air, sparkle, and stunning detail. On a bright or poorly mastered one, it can get intense and unpleasant. If you're treble sensitive, long sessions can and probably will fatigue you. This is the one thing to know before you buy. The SE is not forgiving. When you feed it clean, well-mastered music, it's breathtaking. But when you feed it garbage, it'll happily show you every flaw in that garbage. So who is it for? If you love detail, resolution, a huge tall stage, and honesty above everything, and you mostly listen to well-recorded music, this is one of the best you can buy for the money. If you want warmth and forgiveness, something like the Arya Unveiled would be a better fit. It is a newer HiFiMan headphone that costs less than the SE. Its big change is the treble. HiFiMan calmed down the sharp, bright top end that the HE1000se is known for. So the new Arya is smoother and easier on the ears, with a little more bass and fuller mids. It's the one you can listen to all day without any fatigue. The catch though, because there always is one, is that all that smoothness costs you some detail. For me, the SE is the one I keep reaching for, largely because most of what I listen to is good quality stuff. If that's you, you'll love it. And if it's not, now you know exactly what to get instead.